na wa gye ademudie bia wo ka bia ma odobro nyame ntua wo ka ewia be hyewa ma wawu se oba ne kunu te a ne kunu ada di benkum se ye okuna yes ontumi nye okuna se onya yiri gymnastic gymnonto na ya gige ho be ma ne ya na wo ya bo gyimi be ma ne wa na wo na wo tiri so no wa pampa so ogina piense so ka che obi ase meyire akosua se wa me wale no na odo broni benkum hima wote ho odo broni wote ho wotie wei na ne papa ne da di benkum so a wodi anisuo gise ye ma wo nye okuna are you serious enyo ferie akosua se wa fosu ye mfomso kese na wotweda
Counsellor Lutterodt di after say Lumba wu ye nsem yi ba ye bebe obetina bia no wo se wodo Broni eye side chick ni kwa so mbondi e de ka bibia na buso ye say so wasa de bie mu aba wo kire mu a se busuafo nim no mo ala wodo Broni e ma ne be ye kuna obedi o mo ya pa because obi ye side chick de sabie mo ni din emfa nka asem ye mo ni din emfa nse bibia na mu e ma ne nye nte twa se ma na kosi asewa eno mutimi ni ye eye kuna no mo emfa wodo Broni ensi nchen because ni so eni emfa so bia wo kuna ye no emu ensem de Counsellor Lutterodt aka nipa eye abusua ye nim adekode pote a wo je fa wodo Broni wono ma nti de bi obetina bia no na odi sister yi ase oka bibi edi kum eye wodo Broni esunsun esa no waka nsem bebe ye ko ni gogo tie bi nwa.
So she should be careful, otherwise somebody will hit her down. She thought I was joking. And I'm not address her befitting her status that when they give you microphone and boot pawns on your face, it doesn't make you better than the woman sitting there. We are talking about a woman that the husband left her while she was breastfeeding a baby. Swine! You talk to her just anyhow. Okuna not go ahead. Bemani yale no wahi. And let the who saw okunu. On am court egu that the Lumba ni masi. Where Jimmy wo good mas wife. Ebu penny star boy or castle or nim say yire no. Oni onu okọ court no. When you fast one bon. Ebu penny call. To kokoso o se dey. Ye bisa say asem ekoso no. When him say wonye di o se an wa fom. That's what he said. Now we are Yeboah. Ye no one say na am be ne ka Lumba yira sema. We kebi Lumba wu ye na wu su to say kraman you bia ne you are crying uncontrollably. The video is on Facebook. Somebody has gone to do that for you. Now, I was trying to like I'm picking videos no dos.
Counsellor, show what's happening.
Say to say Columbia or chance to say me do Lumba nti me di ne yira tem Jimmy. If you respect
no make a year anything. Makeups and an Indian man. Shadi. Mami Akusia, 1995.
Aden, a den haba. Lumba wu, now so penasem, Odon, Aden and the yen man. Over woman. Yeah, can't say one over Kebi. A son say about microphone or pons. We are wine. Na Lumba near fra. Mammy, I went about 60 or to say. Wo. Ubenya sister Libby. Na Lumba send up pen be your father phone. She mami. I'm not sure anymore. When ye filter. 89 picture. She. Wa she Lumba 89. 89 mon she. Lumba 89 then name to say Yeboah 2025. Ye chini makeup. Oti UTV be cancel phone. Say mami ni okuna ne koye den. Or the okuna ne koye liposuction. Koye ne toni ni nufu ana. Ade. Na eba ne say na mo am sorry tia mo sa. At your time. If you respect me and you don't respect my wife.
Say yes.
Na mami na mi se bo bi nti no tumi ye krata ma Lumba. Ade na na cha fanya ma no. Mami ne de ne me say Tama Lumba ba last one. Lumba eba Ghana. Na kura no eda ne mami nufu anu oja ne bae. She has been alone for that number of years to raise these 3 children. She's never spoken.
Can I ask you a question?
Go, my dear.
And no, I was driving a long distance drive, but I was listening to this almost a lawyer. I forgot his first name, but the last name they Anoche. The way he was talking and questioning the lady and stuff, you know, it blew my bum. That's the God honest truth. And I say, Mami, no, all these years, no court, no be question. When was the last time on the Beman Shia? When was the last time on no Granima Beman D? Just say the list of marital duties, no. And this guy, this guy, what's his name? Oh my God, guy, he's so emotional about everything. Kwesi Buaji, yes. And then, like, I feel like this is how I feel. I feel like Ghana media is divided. There's a station who are it's like backing the lady and also neutral at the same time. But there's also station who are Utia program be disheartening. Akwesi Buaji show is one of them. Utia, then be like, hey, why am I legally married to my husband? Because anybody can just come in and then my husband can come to Ghana and then pretend like, oh, you're separated and not for about for now. Then nobody be challenging my start in his life in the future, because if this is the rate that it's going there, then it's giving side chicks hopes in Ghana. And one of the problems that I also see is say people we are not using our common sense to have an input, because to me and never my final judgment, but we are using our emotions and how we feel about young girl and what it to be like all this stuff, and I asked myself, if this case was in this country, in the USA, it wouldn't even be a week gonna judge the case because it's facts. And that was what I like about Theodore on this past Saturday on YouTube. She says, paperwork is what you need to prove. It's not about when was the last time I knew who she is. It's about where's your paper, where's your proof. But Ghana, I so much. Traditionally, if I was a judge, would I be thinking towards tradition or going through the facts and the rules and the laws that is supposed to be govern this particular?
Apani jama means for 20 good years. One and a first one. When you year, mammy may a first wife. I'm a mom of Yanka, one member. You're not a move to watch.
No, because it's like the way the guy you're very smart. It's like the way now the guy was describing the lady how she shouldn't have taken just said I feel like you TV media like almost back in the younger girl.
All right, so let me help you out. So let me help you out. Let me help you out. This case in court, by the legal training we have, we don't discuss matters in court, especially those of us that have loud mouth. So I have always stayed away from discussing matters in court. But in the public court of competent opinions, may I encourage you that the legacy of the legal framework for judgment lies in the bosom of the judge. However, in the common law practice under our constitution, there is no way that any judge will scrap out Cap 127, which gives us the right to enact the marriage law. And the Cap 127 makes it clear that there are three forms of marriages, which is the Mohammedan marriage, the customary marriage, and the civil marriage. Within these three, Mohammedan marriage has a right to marry 4 women. Customary marriage can marry as many as you can. Civil marriage is 1 man, 1 wife at a time. Within our traditional belief and respect, we decide to do the customary marriage to appease the conscience of our families. Give them their last quota of respect. But the law says, immediately you make a decision to do a civil marriage, the traditional or customary marriage you engaged in is nullified. You are only basing your marriage on the civil marriage, which can only be dissolved by a competent court of jurisdiction. There is nothing called Ashanti law. There's nothing called Ga law when it comes to marriage. No custom is higher in our traditional place when it comes to marriage. That is higher than the laws of the country. Now hear this. Even in the jurisdiction where a man has customary married people at home, where Ebusuampeni and the families of both parties have right over the marriage, the law says if a man dies intestate and in the sharing of his estate or properties, you feel as a customary married wife, you are not fairly treated, you can seek a redress in courts at the family tribunal. So what we are saying here, those who don't understand the laws of the land, when you hear any lawyer speaking like that, like the one that spoke on Akosia Boaje's show, he's speaking as a lawyer and thinking as a traditionalist maybe. But hear me, Coco. What he said on the show amounts to nothing. Tumuda. At the end of the day, the law keeps saying that if you feel that you are neglected and not fairly treated, lack of sexual intercourse, a year will say, our dena ya tehono, efie du mienu du miensa, bema enreme, ondi mediane, na it falls under the freno, abuse and neglect. Who who can say, who court eko jai. Na one kwa obi tumi nkasa wade na egu enti lawyer am your kind e ye mbogo mun ka kire ntem mesi e ye mbogo ne nyina ye sua de mama bi han han na ni ndi tro na wa ji adamudie bia wo ka bia ma do bro nyame ntua wo ka e wi aba hye ma wawu wo be nane awo be deal ama wo be hye wi tata ka bia ensoda e se wo ji nu ho enya wo fede se obale ni kunu te a ni kunu da di benkum se yo kuna. Yes, see, on to me, your place on Jimmy, gymnastic Jiminonto. Now, ya Jijay, Berman, ya know, ya boy Jimmy, Berman, I know, no, Trisu or Pampaso. Berman or no, any beer. Ah, or till Krumuha. Ah, they eat a man on it. And your band, the Jan, and a Berman, the Jana Bagan, or German citizen. Only Yan Sasoko Janere. Now, this is the one. Ojina piense so kachi obi ase me yire akosia se wa me wale no na wodo broni benkum hima wote ho odo broni te ho utie wei na ne papa ne de benkum so a wo de anisuo gise ye ma wo okuna. Are you serious? And your fair Counsellor meba
wouldn't say empenifo no and penny for the be class or the buyer, all right, so and some. Lumba one name, yes, Lumba one name, Lumba one name, some more beyond Angie. He never accepted it.
Sister.
Oh, no more cancer the other. Sister, and we are for now, Bushire, and yes, yet in some background, and penny for nothing. A canal,
Sister, Monsieur, dear, when you are Monsieur, dear. Machire sa mi sa ba chire bi muntie we me ba muntie ma bosu bi o mi sa bosu Ghana wade amiensa pa na yitu court wade ye mfa nsen gunu isan se obi o ye fia wade e koye court wade no Uye fie die na ekota wade pe fie die na egu maka montie monsua no nkama brabo. Enti obi a uye fie wade bia wo ha bia egu. Ukoye kota wade a ye tro spinster and bachelor na che say unwale ye. Na kota wade ye fan se gunu. Enti empo akosia se wade nsakoya. It is null and void and useless. Eti wa oti abruchiri a wawadu kunu e wo court a wasuma se obushon for sankol wa jimi unim nyansa unim mra
ka chom se omo ware for nkrata akeke no ukunu wu a nipa no betumi abeje wo japade no
na se ne di obi enu de ye mboso mpo na akoye man yourself ene ye ndi sa nkomo no nko e san se enu so ye njaye.
We try to tell them how
Tiemi. Nanseya na mami bi ni kunu omote wasa na mami nje mfa ye krata nko wa na mi ni na benye say sometime. And oba ne de ni nko wale na bema no so ni na nko wale no mji $25,000 each. And omo nyina e de be bo omo dan so o Ghana e swimming pool. Fofi Antoata papa Inam New Jersey. Capim Nechia, well, why not got insurance?
You're not a cat hour between the
That's all. Almost 30 days, I'm saying, you have friend and the engine and Nancy being a son or a Mongan just say, Mammy, you 25,000. Two and in the soup, not insurance in my end. It's a life insurance and quality school. Enye gidi ene ri chopa ya mama mi sun ye okuna fake one bi wo kuro a de gni din koje krata yi e pejifo di echire yan kombra mi kani twi yan kombra ni term life insurance yi man wanje wi okuna fo papa yi jimie onene kasa akotia na akoka de ontie ntie and I'm saying mama yes so sasha obi anum a ye won twede onu nkuru na genti ase na moye saade nga yi wo ho kwan se ogi ya wadwane kwati se Nigeria ni na me di manu abetum abeka bia ma me kura na ka se be $50,000 as insurance ni mu odu baduma me ye ntimi je mu se na ye je na me hourly charge na meje nti abane se na afra baya nka nye nse enkola ni fees bia ba se etua na onye no koji scanning tem na onye bi gotua maami jajimie no lobi ansoma se pa krata akowai be ma na odi akowai no so e ono so kan ben asana na adwin ba fi nti dia okan yete ase ba me pese moti ase se if you do customary marriage the law recognizes it. Immediately you go and do civil marriage, your customary marriage is nullified and you cannot use any drink to dissolve it. So even if Akosia Sewa brought a drink, the marriage is a civil marriage and nobody can say the marriage has been dissolved. So forget about that conversation. The legitimate wife is Mrs. Akosia Sewa Fosu. Asa